Supply chain management process and process flow. Supply chain management is a process used by companies to ensure that their supply chain is efficient and cost-effective. A supply chain is the collection of steps that a company takes to transform raw materials into a final product. The 5 basic components of supply chain management are discussed below. Plan. The initial stage of the supply chain process is the planning stage. We need to develop a plan or strategy in order to address how the products and services will satisfy the demands and necessities of the customers. In this stage, the planning should mainly focus on designing a strategy that yields maximum profit. For managing all the resources required for designing products and providing services, a strategy has to be designed by the companies. Supply chain management mainly focuses on planning and developing a set of metrics. Develop, source. After planning, the next step involves developing or sourcing. In this stage, we mainly concentrate on building a strong relationship with suppliers of the raw materials required for production. This involves not only identifying dependable suppliers, but also determining different planning methods for shipping, delivery, and payment of the product. Companies need to select suppliers to deliver the items and services they require to develop their products. So in this stage, the supply chain managers need to construct a set of pricing, delivery, and payment processes with suppliers, and also create the metrics for controlling and improving the relationships. Finally, the supply chain managers can combine all these processes for handling their goods and services inventory. This handling comprises receiving and examining shipments, transferring them to the manufacturing facilities, and authorizing supplier payments. The third step in the supply chain management process is the manufacturing or making of products that were demanded by the customer. In this stage, the products are designed, produced, tested, packaged, and synchronized for delivery. Here, the task of the supply chain manager is to schedule all the activities required for manufacturing, testing, packaging, and preparation for delivery. This stage is considered as the most metric-intensive unit of the supply chain, where firms can gauge the quality levels, production output, and worker productivity. Deliver. The fourth stage is the delivery stage. Here, the products are delivered to the customer at the destined location by the supplier. This stage is basically the logistics phase, where customer orders are accepted and delivery of the goods is planned. The delivery stage is often referred as logistics, where firms collaborate for the receipt of orders from customers, establish a network of warehouses, pick carriers to deliver products to customers, and set up an invoicing system to receive payments. Return. The last and final stage of supply chain management is referred as the return. In this stage, defective or damaged goods are returned to the supplier by the customer. Here, the companies need to deal with customer queries and respond to their complaints, etc. This stage often tends to be a problematic section of the supply chain for many companies. The planners of supply chain need to discover a responsive and flexible network for accepting damaged, defective, and extra products back from their customers and facilitating the return process for customers who have issues with delivered products. Types. There are 3 different types of flow in supply chain management. Material flow, information/data flow, money flow. Let us consider each of these flows in detail and also see how effectively they are applicable to Indian companies. Material flow. Material flow includes a smooth flow of an item from the producer to the consumer. This is possible through various warehouses among distributors, dealers, and retailers. The main challenge we face is in ensuring that the material flows as inventory quickly, without any stoppage through different points in the chain. The quicker it moves, the better it is for the enterprise, as it minimizes the cash cycle. The item can also flow from the consumer to the producer for any kind of repairs, or exchange for an end-of-life material. Finally, completed goods flow from customers to their consumers through different agencies. A process known as 3PL is in place in this scenario. There is also an internal flow within the customer company. Information flow. Information/data flow comprises the request for quotation, purchase order, monthly schedules, engineering change requests, quality complaints, and reports on supplier performance from customer side to the supplier. From the producer side to the consumer side, the information flow consists of the presentation of the company, offer, confirmation of purchase order, reports on action taken on deviation, dispatch details, report on inventory, invoices, etc. For a successful supply chain, regular interaction is necessary between the producer and the consumer. In many instances, we can see that other partners like distributors, dealers, retailers, logistics service providers participate in the information network. In addition to this, several departments at the producer and consumer side are also a part of the information loop. Here, we need to note that the internal information flow with the customer for in-house manufacture is different. Money flow. On the basis of the invoice raised by the producer, the clients examine the order for correctness. If the claims are correct, money flows from the clients to the respective producer. Flow of money is also observed from the producer side to the clients in the form of debit notes. In short, to achieve an efficient and effective supply chain, it is essential to manage all three flows properly with minimal effort. It is a difficult task for a supply chain manager to identify which information is critical for decision-making. Therefore, he or she would prefer to have the visibility of all flows on the click of a button.
You on the top.